everyone. Welcome to the Bench Podcast. My name is Joey, joined as always by my brother co-host. How you doing, man?
Good. Tough. Was not a Broncos victory Sunday. Regrettably, that sucks. Bo Nix reverted back to regular Bo Nix, so
Yeah, he sucks again.
He's developing. That's how you spin it.
He's in progress.
he's a work in progress.
It's so funny on in the comments. Like we'll get when he has a good week, we just get a wave. I told you so.
I told you.
And then this week, nothing. Just crickets.
Yeah, I mean, he had a good end of the game, but yeah, we lost.
Yeah, we're still cautiously optimistic on Bo Nix.
We've been saying that.
But Caleb Williams is here, baby.
Yes, sir.
He is here. A lot of good football to talk about today. Let's introduce the house. Over the producer desk, double barrel action.
Boom.
Registered Packer owner, 6'5" on a good day. AJ Woodson, Gabe Tovar.
What
How
up?
you doing, boys?
Good.
Eagles, Packers,
awesome day of
Dubs.
football. Yeah.
Dubs
We
over there,
all came up. Oh, I said the Broncos.
We just talked about it.
And
Already forgot.
well, one more team lost here.
The Raiders.
The Raiders.
In the guest chair today, Andrew Rodriguez filling in for Terrell. Andrew, Aiden O'Connell still sucks, huh?
Yep, it appears like it, huh? Yeah, it's
Who would have thought?
yeah.
Surprise.
Couldn't have called that
Very
one.
surprised the combo of O'Connell and Madison didn't get it done. I thought for sure that was the
Little sprinkling of Trey Tucker in there.
Wait, didn't Madison have a good game? I think
He had
Like a good first quarter.
he had a decent
They
game.
all suck.
They were out Jacoby Myers too.
Episode 170 today for Monday, October 14th, 2 weeks away from Halloween. Happy Halloween season. It feels like fall, boys.
Yes, sir.
It feels like fall. I feel like we've left the 90s temperature behind us. Well,
Knock on wood.
Not you guys. Not where you guys live.
Oh yeah.
No, we're like 78 today.
Yeah,
It was nice.
beautiful day today.
It was nice.
Yeah.
I got some pumpkins getting carved, right?
Yeah.
From my house.
Nice.
It feels good.
Feels good.
It's sweater weather.
Sweater. I love hoodie weather. God.
Which,
Yep.
for moderately big guys, that's a good thing.
Yeah. Just hide
That's a
everything.
good thing.
Hide the rolls.
Thank you, Angel. Angel lacks all subtlety. There's like no subtlety. Like, anyway, on this episode, benchies for week number 6. I want to say 7. We're not there yet. Pump the brakes.
Nearly.
Damn it. News, ball don't lie, and then of course, if you're looking for a Monday Night Football preview, check the channel and check that out because it is a massive game going on tonight when you're listening to this. If you're watching on YouTube, welcome to the channel.
Hi.
Subscribe, turn on notifications. Thanks for joining us, and thanks for all the new subscribers over the summer.
What up?
And you know what? I can't even say that anymore. Like, we're into the season now.
Yeah.
We're well into the season.
6 weeks in. Pretty deep in there.
If you're listening to Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music, thanks for listening to the audio version of the Bench Podcast.
Audio.
Like, subscribe, notifications, leave a review, all those good things. Thanks for letting us join you on your way to work, at the gym.
At the Nasia, walking your dog, maybe. I don't know.
Starbucks.
Yep. Do something. Yeah. What's up, guys?
And then, of course, follow us on Instagram, X, and TikTok. Search
TikTok.
at Benched Show to follow the show, between the show on all those different social media platforms. And then check out benchshow.com, home of the Bench Beat, articles on fandom, fantasy, and all things NFL. All right, boys, week 6.
Week 6.
Almost in the books here.
Yep.
Not too many surprises.
Yeah.
Kind of the first week where,
Like,
I feel like they finally figured
So the
it out.
good teams are good.
and the bad teams, are still bad. Okay.
Yeah,
We got it.
We'll get into all of it, or as much as we can. First, let's get into Monday's segment. We call it the Benchies. That song always makes me laugh. That's hope.
Yeah.
God. All right, here we go. The Please Make It Stop Benchy goes to Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson. Who is 0 for his last 26 on third downs. 0 for 26.
God.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are witnessing some of the worst quarterback play we've ever seen in our lives.
And today you saw firsthand because the Eagles played the Browns and the Eagles won.
Really sucks.
He's not very good. No.
It also makes a 4-point victory not look so great.
Yeah.
We got
my weekly stupidest. What do I call it? It's ever changing name.
find a way to say fuck.
Yeah.
I think you're dumb.
The dumbest fuck
There
Benchy
you go.
There
goes
it
to
is.
quarterback Will Levis. Another run. Another 2 actually. One, he took out the poor guy's ACL.
Let's stop
on the
right there.
sideline.
Let's stop right there. Moment of silence
Moment,
for
He's
ball boy who
ACL.
left the field writhing in pain. Moment passed. Go ahead.
And then secondly, he threw a touchdown pass. I think it was his first touchdown pass, and he proceeded to do Spider-Man webs into the crowd. Look! He been cooking that up all week. What an idiot! Please show for the people watching
What
YouTube.
Spider-Man is that?
Please show the now all the pictures for all the weeks combined. I think I have it here.
Yeah.
Look at the guy.
That poor man.
Dude, he was in pain. Imagine being hit by Will Levis in the knees.
I mean, Will Levis is a big man.
yeah. He's a big guy. And
And he was
fucked up the guy's knee.
He went barreling into his knee.
His run of meme. He's the most memeable quarterback I've ever seen in my life.
He's fantastic. I mean, he
Generational
just
run.
never lets us down.
He's good for the game.
Yeah.
We need an idiot like him.
Andrew, what you got?
All right, my I've arrived benchy goes to Caleb Williams.
Oh yeah.
I like it.
Where he has a breakout game. He went 23 out of 29, 4 touchdowns, and then he had 56 rushing yards. And
Yeah.
the W
And the
against
dub.
Jaguars.
Yeah, C. Will is here, and there's a lot of silence on all them haters.
Yeah. I mean,
Because,
on this show we called it.
He might be the best rookie quarterback out there.
He might.
It's going to be a discussion more than we thought it would be.
You know what? Whoever plays the Jaguars is gonna look like the best quarterback in football.
Very true.
The Jags suck.
Guys, we got
Speaking of the Jags, my benchy is this is awkward benchy, because to all you Jags fans who are hoping to see a nice little headline of Doug Peterson is fired, pump the brakes. They have to stay in London. They have another game in London next week. Awesome. I don't think they're firing this guy
No.
and then putting him on a plane
it would
home.
cost too much to fly a new coach out there.
Next week they play the Patriots. If he loses the Patriots,
and
they probably
that's
could.
Yep. If they lose to the Patriots,
He's not coming home.
Yeah.
Doug, he's been taken out.
And then I've got one more. It's the just massage it out benchy.
Oh, dear. Oh.
I'd like to add on to Joey's stat. This morning, during the morning slate of games, every quarterback had thrown a touchdown except for one, and that is that man, Deshaun Watson.
He's really
As he finished his tour of the NFC East today, going 0-4 against every team in the NFC East.
Nice.
Which has been one of the more disappointing divisions of football so far. And, case in point, the Cowboys today. Deshaun Watson is really, really, really bad.
He is gone. We should put a grave up for him or something. He's done.
We should have just had a weekly heat check for this guy.
Oh, I saw something. He has more civil lawsuit things against him than he does touchdown passes in Cleveland. Good Lord, this guy fucking sucks.
Yeah, he really fell off. Gabe, what you got?
I got the not so happy birthday benchy to Jerry Jones. On his
Happy
80s
birthday, asshole.
Yeah, happy birthday, bud.
How
On
old
his,
is that?
on his 82nd birthday, he was presented a birthday cake and given the mic by the NFL Fox crew, only to lose the primetime game 47-9. Dak is benched in the fourth quarter. Here's an interesting fact right here: the worst home loss in the Jerry Jones era.
Happy birthday, Jerry.
And to make it even better than that, when asked about the head coaching position, is Mike going to come back? He was quoted saying, "I wouldn't be in the hypothetical about that. Do you think I'm an idiot?"
Yeah.
So, happy birthday, Jerry Jones.
Yeah, another thing he said was that, God, that's loud.
That's loud.
Another thing he said was that he hadn't even thought about it.
Like, not even thought about it.
Nope, that's the answer to my mind.
Too busy on my birthday stuff.
I actually cut the quote. I cut a ton out of the quote.
What?
He said that about 4 or 5
tell you
times.
what.
Why would I fire Mike?
Like, he's coming to my birthday party. He's the clown at my birthday party. Why would he's the clown.
Which
every
starts
year.
in 1 hour. I got to go.
You know he's throwing some
Just
P. Diddy
gaudy,
all-white party. Jerry
The
Jones.
Cowboys got booed today at home.
Yeah.
Like, that's got to sting for the old man.
Yeah.
Because I think everyone's just done with it.
Wait, update. Is he still... I forgot. Is he younger or older than Biden?
He's 82. So no, Biden was older.
Oh, God.
I remember that. Biden was older. But I mean, 82. You're
That's old.
pretty close.
I would love to see their conversations.
No, Biden's younger. Biden's 81.
Oh, my
81.
God. He's older
not-
than
they're-
Biden.
His Randy Moss here.
Newsflash, James, they're not talking to each other.
He's older than Joe Biden. No.
Oh yeah, never mind. They
Those
are
two aren't in the same room having
completely
any
opposite.
conversations.
Yeah.
Not a chance.
Well, Biden can't talk, because that would stop him from talking to anybody.
Yeah, without permission.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's get to the news. All right, boys, the news brought to you by ultimateautographs.com. And I, of course, was super professional and ready with this already pulled up on my desk. Here we go. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell said that he could see the league holding a Super Bowl outside the United States. Quote, wouldn't surprise me at all if that happens one day. Do you want to see a Super Bowl on enemy land?
In a foreign country?
It's gonna happen.
It's going to happen.
Screw you for saying this during an election year.
You know what? London fans are pretty
Yeah.
good.
No.
They're always, they're lively, they're into it. It's
No.
like,
The answer is no.
The answer is no.
The
I don't
answer
know.
is Super Bowl belongs in America.
Why?
Thank you.
Why though? Why?
Because it's an American
sport.
It's almost like saying, hey guys, what if we do the 4th of July this year in Amsterdam?
It's like in Dominican Republic.
Yeah. The Super Bowl
celebrate
is an
in
American
Canada.
holiday. Keep it in America.
Yeah. Yeah, it's. I guess it would have to be in London, right? That's where they play
That's
the
got it,
most.
yeah.
I feel like you didn't hear what Joey just said.
No.
No, but we established it's happening.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it's gonna happen.
Okay. That being said,
But yeah.
it's going to be in a foreign country one day.
Yeah.
What country do you want to see it in?
Which one's Anita from?
Oh, Brazil.
Brazil.
No, I don't want to
Okay,
ever
never
go
mind.
back to that
That couldn't
stupid
happen.
stadium.
That
Yeah.
couldn't happen. They could barely protect the players. Not happening.
Oh,
That
sorry.
stadium's terrible.
Sorry,
they don't know how to
Anita.
plant grass. They just know how to smoke grass. But, I mean, any
Nothing wrong with that.
any other countries you want to see?
It's probably gonna be England, though.
Bloody England, mate.
Is that what you want to see? That sounds kind of boring.
It sounds boring, but that's the most likely option, though.
Yeah.
Right, but that's not the damn question, Andrew.
Okay.
Well, the fans
Where I
in
want it.
England are good. Like
Oh,
they're
Okay,
into
okay,
it.
hold on. Where have they had it before? In Mexico City, which
Mexico City. And then
that's definitely not happening.
they're having it in Germany this year, and that's the Giants Panthers. So we're already punishing them.
No, we already let the Germans know who's boss. We're not going to give them that.
You know, we should do it again. As a reminder, Germans. And then, actually, never mind. Never mind. Well,
I wanted to see Andrew run with that because he has no real context of history. So
All I know is what I read.
When was World War II?
1942.
You're very
That's right in the middle.
You're in the middle, yeah.
Nailed
It was happening, so that's right. I only know what I know from like Peaky Blinders. Or something.
Case in point.
Oh my
Case in point.
Listen, there has to be some facts in that show. Or
Let's
shows.
move on here and over back to the Cowboys. Why not? Cowboys owner Jerry Jones said on his weekly radio hit that Ezekiel Elliott's lack of opportunities is because they're saving him, and I can't emphasize that enough.
Please get a stat line for today.
For what? I'm on it.
Elliott in return said he was, quote, dumbfounded by the lack of opportunities. Jones says it's an exaggeration to claim
their
that.
secret weapon.
It's like literally they're saying like, don't do it yet.
I mean, they lost by 40 points today.
Yeah.
We're waiting
Like,
for
what are you
45.
saving him for?
It's weird because like Rico Dowdle's just about an average running back, and he's way better than Zeke.
Well, you know, I also only got 5 carries or something like that, too.
Zeke got 8 carries for 17 yards.
But they're saving him.
Yeah, they're saving
Don't
him.
give him 10 carries. Give him 8.
Well, the weird thing about this is like, well, let's also not pretend that Zeke would do anything with more carries anyway.
Right.
Like,
Look at
like he's not
You know
going
what?
to do
You
much
know
with
what? I have this picture because I'm trying to find highlights of him this year because he doesn't play very well. So this
Yeah,
is
or
the best
do very much.
or do very much when he has the ball.
It's hard to get a good picture when you're just stuffed in the middle of the line, two yards.
There's
down
not
the
any
field.
angle.
Yeah.
You got 8 guys around you.
This kind of does suck because I was a Zeke fan, and this is his last year with the Cowboys, and it's just a total shit show.
Yeah. Meanwhile, you know who's really balling out for the Titans? Tony Pollard.
Tony Pollard looks
He
pretty
looks
good.
pretty good.
He looks pretty good. That leg looks pretty healed. I don't know. Maybe we should pay him, but they probably couldn't afford
You know,
him.
you should have went all in on that guy.
You know who's balling out? Who they could have had? Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry.
He has like a touchdown in every
Yes,
game this
he
year.
is.
Yeah.
9 touchdowns in 6 weeks.
Wow.
But Jared could,
Don't want
couldn't-
that guy.
couldn't afford it because he was all the money was going towards his party.
But they're all in.
But they're all in, though.
Yeah, but you can't afford it.
All right, let's talk some positive news here about running backs. Lions running back David Montgomery reached an agreement on a 2-year, $18.25 million extension that contractually ties him to Detroit through the 2027 season. The deal includes $10.5 million guaranteed. So he still had 2 years left on his current deal, and they get this done early.
Yeah.
And David Montgomery seems like not the face of the Lions, but the heart and soul of the Lions.
It's like the perfect representation of the Lions, like a tough, gritty. Probably not like he's not like the top. He's not like the most talented running back in the league. He just runs very hard, and that's what the Lions are. They just play really hard, and good for him though. Like he did. Like the Bears don't need him obviously for whatever reason. Like I don't know why the Bears let him walk for nothing.
I don't know why the Bears let him walk. You see what Tarek Cohen said?
What?
He just went in on the owner for letting Dave. He's like, yeah, owner who would let David Montgomery walk.
Yeah, he's like one of the best running backs in the league.
I don't understand.
And
but the Lions score. I mean, to take him for your divisional opponent and probably get a solid 4 to 5 years from him.
Yeah, and then now what you've done with these years added, you've paired him with Gibbs for Gibbs' entire rookie contract. So once that goes up, you get Montgomery be older. You get Gibbs that money. That's a good.
And then they've got
Great.
got like a mini Montgomery and Craig Reynolds. I don't know if you saw him come in towards the end of that game.
Yeah, they
today.
really like him,
He
too.
looks exactly like David Montgomery out
That's
there running
been
the
the
ball.
running back room for a couple years
since
now.
Hard Knocks, because back in Hard Knocks they loved Craig Reynolds on that show.
In a fluid and unpredictable situation. God, this is so annoying.
Here we go.
That seems to change weekly. That's an incredible sentence by Adam.
Yep.
That's good journalism. Davante Adams could still wind up staying in Las Vegas rather than being traded.
All that for that.
All that for this idiot to stay in Las Vegas and just be on a crap team with a crap quarterback.
I heard it because he likes O'Connell.
No, it's not that. It's not that.
There you go. Let's go to our record. You see that? You see how that felt? That's what you do to me.
Well, I guess Schefter was wrong. Go ahead, Andrew.
It's not. It's not.
Because Schefter's wrong.
Let him break it down.
It comes straight to the team. They're not getting what they want. They're not getting the second round pick that they wanted, and Adams doesn't really have a say in where he wants to be traded. It's in his contract. He just goes wherever they send him.
I did feel like this is a little bit of like positioning trade wise. Like, oh, we don't have to trade him because they're in such a bad spot where like the whole world knew like they were going to trade this guy, which is a terrible negotiating position. Yeah. Now, hope maybe you save some of that and like we could also keep him, even though I still think there's not a chance.
Isn't it dumb that a second round? It's the money because the Raiders want them to take on all of his money.
Yeah.
But I give up a second in a minute for to add a
no
wideout.
hesitation.
No, this is Davante Adams.
I think the only thing I think that would hurt me if I was an owner trading for him is there seems to be a lot of options though, and maybe some could be cheaper.
Yeah.
Like I would argue Amari Cooper is at this point in their careers just as good as Davante Adams.
What did the Browns trade like a fifth for him, right? We
it was a fourth or fifth.
We literally haven't seen Davante Adams play this year. That's a one game.
Do you think they're like pretty comparable?
At this point, they're both kind of Davante probably has a little bit more, maybe a little bit Davante, but it's not enough to swing it.
Yeah, he's also a year younger.
Yeah, so you have a future with
T. Higgins possibly available, Christian Kirk possibly available.
Yeah,
there's some names out there.
Here's the thing too: the longer teams wait, the lower the cap hit is.
Yeah.
So its cap hit, I believe, drops by like just under $1 million every week.
Because the Raiders will be paying them those
So then, so there's teams that can't really get in the mix now that can if they wait a couple weeks. So
how many weeks until the deadline then?
November 6th, I think.
It's first week of.
So we've got about
that's all I need to hear. This is BS. This is just some positioning. He's gonna go. He's not gonna stay for Aiden O'Connell, Andrew.
No, I didn't agree with that.
Let's see what happens to Davante Adams. Well, I think he still ends up on the Jets eventually, but all we can do is wait and see.
Yep.
The Saints expect Derek Carr to be out 3 to 4 weeks with an oblique injury. Spencer Rattler got the start, and he'll be under center for at least a month. I feel bad for Jake Haener. This whole season, he thought, I'm the number 2 quarterback.
My job, dude.
And as soon as it becomes available, like, hey, Jake.
Yeah, Jake.
We're actually going to go with Spencer.
But we love you exactly where you are at.
We love you at the 2 spot.
Good news. You're not moving anymore.
Moving on. Your job is secure. You're number 2. Because it was first reported like a 2 to 3 week. Now it's 3 to 4, whatever.
Yeah.
This sucks. Rattler didn't look great, but he didn't look bad.
I think we're going to have possibly a Russell Wilson, Justin Fields situation here where the organization is going to really slow play bringing back Derek Carr because they need to get a look at Spencer Rattler. They need to know what they have.
Did you watch that one?
For his first start in the NFL, I thought very encouraging.
I think we did. Me and Gabe watched it, and like I told him, like he doesn't look bad. I mean, he has some rookie stuff, but he looks pretty good. The offense, he moves well. He moves out of like pocket very well. I thought he looked decent.
He didn't look like it was his very first game in the NFL.
Like Drake May looked like it was the first. Drake May warmed up. Rattler looked like he was just ready for it.
Yeah, I was pretty encouraged that I want to see him a couple weeks in and see what happens. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, I think.
Yeah, I mean, he first year, and then Olave was out in like the first drive,
right.
So it was out there without their best weapon.
Do you think I was thinking about this today? Do you think the Saints are a realistic position for a receiver trade?
For acquiring a receiver?
It depends on how good Rattler does. If he puts them on a win streak and they still stay relevant.
Think so?
Yeah, I think they're always bought into the idea that they're in the playoffs.
I was going through like receivers and like where I could see them ending up. My wife calls, babe, I'm busy. And I went to the Saints and I thought, I wonder if Rashid Shaheed has played well enough to get them to think that we don't need to go and make a big move. We can go with Olave and Shaheed.
I thought, I like Shaheed.
Yeah, right.
Shaheed's nice. If they make a move for somebody like Davante Adams, they've got a great wide receiver room. 1 through 3 with if it's Adams, Olave, and Shaheed. That's awesome.
To be fair to Derek Carr, last time we saw him Monday night, he was chucking the ball down the field this year. Like he wasn't landing them, but they were good.
How much confidence do you have in Olave as a number 1 on a really good team. I feel like we keep waiting for it to happen.
I think he's good.
Little Garrett Wilson situation. That's not the question. I know. I think he's good too.
It's
But,
hard.
I feel like
want to why? Because I don't watch a lot of Saints games.
Let's go to Gabe. I mean, Gabe's got Olave on his fantasy team. I think he would have the best.
I have no confidence at all.
Oh,
yeah. He's. I think we know he's good. Like
Yeah.
he's definitely a top 2 receiver on the team. I just don't. He might be a little bit Garrett Wilson, where I don't know if he's a true one. Lions defensive end Aiden Hutchinson, NFL sack leader, suffered a season-ending fractured tibia. My bad. He'll undergo additional tests and confirm full severity. I also read that maybe a more updated tweet that he actually had emergency surgery on his broken leg. He's obviously done for the season. I also read another report that he shouldn't affect him being ready for the beginning of next year. So so far prognosis is really good. But they lose their top pass rusher, kind of the heart and soul of their defense.
Yeah.
Big blow to a Super Bowl contender. This is a big deal.
This is a big deal. He was in the realm of like he might be the best defensive player in the league, and this
He was
happens.
making that jump.
Yeah, he was making jump like he's like him, Crosby, Bosa, those kind of realms. But this sucks because this might be their year, and they might not have their best defensive player. I know they have good players over there, but he was an elite player.
They got to make a move.
This is when Hassan Reddick needs to be that deal. I know, the opposite character of Hutchinson completely, but you need talent. You need something there.
Yeah.
I saw something interesting today. Max Crosby, possibly.
No, he's
No.
not.
You don't
Never.
think at the trade deadline?
Never.
Man, that was shot down so fast, Gabe.
I saw it.
I
Today,
don't hate it. I just don't
saw
think
it today,
he
and I
wants
was
to
like,
lead
that'd
the
be
Raiders.
crazy.
I'm sure there's a pass rusher out there that we don't know that's available.
Well, what about Trey Hendrickson? Like,
Yeah.
He's on an expiring contract.
God, he's so good.
They, for some reason, don't want to sign him. I don't understand that.
We don't like you. You're the best player for
But yeah, he can come in and
Hendrickson.
not only right the ship this year, but also provide a incredible tandem next year and going forward. Still young enough.
Yeah. There's I'm sure. Whoever they get isn't gonna be Hutchinson, but
I'm thinking of good pass rushers on bad teams. So you
They're
got
pretty-
Myles Garrett. Maybe he's available.
that would be insane. No, but
I think that's the kind of move they need to make, though. They need a star pass rusher.
they've been pretty aggressive too at deadlines and at
Yeah.
I think they got Hawkinson at the deadline a couple years ago and no they traded Hawkinson away. Yeah, they're pretty.
they got Donovan Peoples-Jones last year at the deadline.
So I think now they're gonna be very active.
I think
RIP to
they
Donovan
need
Peoples-Jones.
to.
Yeah.
They need to.
Yeah.
All right, guys, that's the news. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get into Monday's segment, Ball Don't Lie. Be right back. This segment is brought to you by UltimateAutographs.com. Have you ever wanted to own your very own piece of signed memorabilia? For most, the dream of collecting NFL memorabilia seems distant because of high cost. But UltimateAutographs.com has created an easy way to start collecting: live breaks. Live breaks are events where a host opens up boxes of memorabilia live and gives you a shot to win authentic sports memorabilia for a fraction of the cost. Here's how it works. First, dive into the action by buying a spot. If you use our code BENCHME15, that's BENCHME15, you'll receive 15% off your first live break entry. Then, just pick what type of memorabilia you'll want to win and secure it with a simple payment. Now you're in the game. Next, get ready for the main event. Watch the excitement unfold live. Be part of the anticipation as we prepare to reveal what's hidden in each box. Finally, here comes the moment you've been waiting for. If the piece we unveil matches your spot, victory. That piece of history is now yours to keep. So, are you ready to join the excitement? Secure your spot, tune in live, and let the fun begin. Don't forget, use our code BENCHME15, that's BENCHME15, to receive 15% off your first live break entry, and good luck. All right, Ball Don't Lie, brought to you by HUEGA Hats.
Your hats.
I'm wearing one right now. Is
yeah.
my new one here?
I love hat sponsors because we wear a lot of hats. You've been following us, and
It just makes sense.
I gotta get me one.
it's on brand. It's on brand.
Link in the bio. Use code BENCH, 15% off. Let's get into Ball Don't Lie for Monday. I'll get it started. Ball Don't Lie. The Jaguars have a culture problem.
Hell, on a
I haven't sat down and watched a first to fourth quarter Jaguars game in a very long time because I know they really suck, and I don't have that kind of time. And this morning, though, They're the only game on at 6:30 a.m. So I sat there. I was wide awake. Went to bed nice and early last night. And I had my coffee, had my breakfast. And I really got to watch the Jaguars suck really bad. But I got to watch this team and see, like what is happening, what is going on, why do they suck so bad? And I feel like after 4 quarters of watching them, I cannot put my finger on a single thing. Because it's just all bad.
Yeah.
Like, everything you could do wrong in a football game, they're doing it. Like, let's check that box. Let's do penalties on 3rd down. Let's do drop touchdowns. Let's do throwing late over the middle right into a linebacker's arms. Like, let's do everything wrong, and that's what the Jaguars are. Costly penalties, drops, like I said. And honestly, watching this offense, I'm getting vibes of last year Doug Peterson was in Philly. It's just soft.
Yeah.
It's a soft offense. They have no physicality to the running game. That might be why they have these long drives and just fizzle out in the end zone, because ETN and Bigsby, either they just really suck or something's wrong with the play calling or the offensive line. But the running game looked terrible today.
Yeah, they were trying
absolutely terrible.
They're trying out number 2. I don't even know his name.
Yeah.
On third running
Dearness
back.
Johnson. He's been there for a while too.
They were trying to get some life in there.
They're all bad. They're all bad. The O-line's bad. And it really all kind of falls on Trevor Lawrence. Problem with that is that Trevor Lawrence isn't nearly good enough to cover all those mistakes.
Yeah.
I think with Trevor Lawrence, we have to move to this point now where we get it. He's not a generational talent. Like, that's just, throw that out the window. He's not that guy. But if we look at it without, like, that expectation, he's not the worst quarterback in the league. Like, we saw Deshaun Watson. That's the worst quarterback in the league.
Yeah.
We saw Will Levis at some points this season. That's the worst quarterback in the league. Trevor Lawrence is fine, but he needs a lot of help around him.
Put him in like the Derek Carr range, like that type of quarterback.
Exactly.
Can win games, maybe win a playoff game
Right.
every now and then.
And I think you can win with Trevor Lawrence, but you've built around him, and that's not going to work.
Yeah.
Like, where he needs to be the superstar, where you're throwing so many times, and he needs to be the one always making the hero play, and that's just not him.
Yeah, watching that game, you kind of got a good look at their weapons, so offensively, Gabe Davis, he's exactly what, I don't know what they thought was going to change as him going from Buffalo. There's a reason why Buffalo let him walk, because he dropped touchdowns and he caught touchdowns today, but they give him a bunch of money to do that.
Yeah.
Brian Thomas Jr. is a phenomenal, but he had a bad day, but that's a slam dunk pick.
Yeah.
ETN, don't give him money. He's not a good running back. I'm done with ETN.
ETN's bad.
I know he got hurt today.
Tank Bigsby's terrible. Dearness Johnson is a desperation play. They don't have a running game.
Yeah, they don't have a running
That's
game.
their biggest play. That's their biggest problem offensively.
Honestly,
that's a bigger problem than Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, their most secure option right now is Evan Ingram, because he's the best pass catcher, it seems like.
Yeah, pass catchers, I actually feel pretty good about it. I think they have a good group of pass catchers. Like,
Yeah.
wide receiver-wise, they roll really deep. Like, you think of Brian Thomas Jr., I don't know why Gabe Davis gets targets, but he does, and he takes them from Brian Thomas, which is just maddening.
Gabe Davis is
Christian Kirk's still really good.
Yeah.
A guy we saw play a lot last year and is just on the bench this year because all the guys they stuffed in that room is Parker Washington. He's also very good as well.
Yeah.
And Evan Ingram, I think, is wide receiver 1 there.
Yeah.
I feel fine about their weapons. There's no running game. There's no rhythm to the offense.
There's no identity. There's no direction. We're a pass first team. No, actually, we're a run first team. Actually, we're a play action team. I don't think you know what you are. That's why there's no. And then it doesn't. It doesn't feel like a unit. It feels like a bunch of guys who are talented just going out there and just saying, okay, you go left and I'll go right, and then I'll throw it deep. If it doesn't happen, then whatever. It's not a. There's no direction. There's no culture. Like you said,
it's almost like they need to it's all or nothing with their drives. They'll start a drive, and if for example, they had three drives today that were 14 plays, 11 plays, and 17 plays.
Yeah.
Those are very long drives. 8 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. 2 touchdowns and a field goal. The 6 other drives, only one of them wasn't a 3-and-out. So they're either doing these incredibly long drives or a 3-and-out.
Yeah.
It was just you can't be so all or nothing with your offense. And dink and dunk it. They struggled in the red zone. This offense has a lot of issues, and I think Dougie P is going to go.
Yeah.
I think he has to go.
They need a head coaching change, and they need to develop a run game, whether that's with ETN, a different scheme, or getting a draft running back high or early next year. It's a big running back class next year.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the direction, because now it's a top 5 pick that they're playing with now. So you can go get that guy from Boise State. Just change your running game.
I think they need a little Harbaugh medicine here. I think they need to stop reaching at skill position players. They've been doing that. They drafted ETN in the first round. They drafted Bigsby the year after. They keep adding receivers. You don't need any of that. You need to build this team from the trenches out.
Yeah, you didn't need to sign Gabe Davis because Brian Thomas Jr. does everything Gabe Davis does, but just better.
Yeah.
I know he had a bad game today, but on
To
the
be
season,
fair, they didn't have Brian Thomas Jr. yet.
Yeah. But now I think if you can get out of that deal, get out of it because Brian Thomas Jr.
Yeah.
is a star in the making. And Kirk, whether they move him or not, if he stays, he's a nice wideout. And then Evan Ingram is their wideout one because him and Trevor Lawrence's connection is real. I think 10 catches today. Like that's a good connection. The offensive line is not very good, and defensively, you could just throw wherever you want on them.
It's the worst pass defense in the league.
They just don't care.
They're really bad. The penalties are really bad as well. I think I had it written down here. 3 first downs on just penalties.
That's good.
Like that's three. That's
good ball.
The Bears got free first downs because of penalties.
No, they just kept. I felt like they just kept getting a break every time the Bears would not convert. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, first down. Here you go.
Which just is another thing putting pressure on this offense to be perfect. And that's why, like, when Trevor Lawrence threw that interception, it just felt like, oh, now the world's over. Why? Because Trevor Lawrence needs to be perfect for this team to win. And that's not him. That's not who he is.
And Doug Peterson, they show him a lot. He looks defeated.
He's really aged.
He just looks like sad. Like I know they're losing, but like I remember in Philly, it wasn't like that.
Did you? Well, he was like that the last season. Did you see the halftime interview? It was kind of crazy.
No,
I should have pulled this up. The interviewer asked them like what needs to happen, and he literally just stayed silent for like 5 seconds, like trying to think. Like I have no idea. I don't know, Susie. I've been thinking about this for 2 years.
I don't know. I'm just trying to get a flight back home at this point.
Hey, they ain't getting a flight back home. They have another game coming up.
No, but it's not like he's trying to make it.
He's trying to get home.
Yeah,
It's just an undisciplined team altogether. The penalties, 8-2 on penalties today, 2 fumbles, an interception. Not to mention against the other quarterback who's just breaking out.
Yeah.
Like these offenses couldn't be going in more different directions.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams was incredible in the red zone.
Yeah.
He was finding all his weapons. He was the play calling made sense. It was a really bad day for the Jaguars in every facet of the game. And it's just, to me, when that starts to happen, when it's just the whole thing's poisoned, it's a culture issue. You need major changes. And I know Trevor Lawrence isn't going to be one of those. Like it or not, he's going to be there for a while.
Time. Yeah.
And he's going to play well enough to where you're not going to be able to bench him.
Yeah.
So I think Dougie P needs to go. They need to fix this O-line. They need to thin out the wide receiver room. And get pieces that make sense together. Don't just keep getting pieces.
Does Dougie P make it the whole season? In your mind? Does
I
he
think
make
it's
it?
fired the second he gets back to America.
Yeah, I think they're gonna wait because next year. Don't worry, guys. Next week, Jaguars Patriots, 6:30 in the morning. God. Yeah. Ball don't lie. The Bears have arrived in a very dramatic fashion today. Obviously, they beat Jacksonville 35-14. They're currently 4-2, which is crazy. And then Caleb Williams. This is the guy that we've been waiting for, and he finally showed up. In the last 2 games, 6 touchdowns, 1 pick, throwing 74%. Today, 4 touchdowns, 1 pick. He looks fantastic. This is what we thought Trevor Lawrence was going to be, but he's showing it in game 5. The Bears defense is phenomenal in this game against Jacksonville. 2 forced turnovers, 4 sacks, allowed 16 points. The Bears are top 5 and top 10 in most of the big defensive stats. Offense is clicking now. The Bears are here. Like you now see it. They not only run the ball well with Swift now, they also pass the ball well. Like they're a good play action team. The defense is still elite. Currently they sit. This is crazy. 3rd or 4th in the NFC North at 4-2. That division is ridiculous. It's the best in football, and the Bears are the most slept on team in that whole division because the Vikings are 5-0, the Packers are the Packers, and then the Lions are the Lions. Like no one talks about the Bears, but the Bears are here. Like they're a real team.
One of those teams aren't going to make the playoffs.
That's crazy. Wow. That's sad.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
With the Bears and Caleb Williams, I will say though, let's pump the brakes a little bit on expectations for Caleb Williams. He's not going to throw for 4 touchdowns. He was playing the worst pass defense in the NFL, and so they have arrived. And they're going to win a lot of games, but it's not because Caleb Williams is all of a sudden an incredible passer. I think he has a long way to go still. It's because he's taking care of the football. And they have a great defense, and now all of a sudden they have a running game. And if he could just play like this and manage this game and occasionally have a game like this against the lesser competition, they're this division's going to get very, very interesting. Yeah. Have they started playing each other yet?
No.
Wow.
That's going to be a bloodbath.
It's going to be so good.
I think I'll give a little more credit to Caleb Williams, but I mean,
what do you mean?
Like, as far as like the reason why their turnaround is because of, not the turnaround, like their improvement is because of him. But like we said, head coach Eberflus, that defense is freaking elite. I mean, I know today they played, Trevor Lawrence, which makes anyone look good, but throughout the year they've been great. And that unit's kind of like you can't really name the D line. You can name like linebackers and obviously the secondary.
Montez Sweat.
No, it's just Montez Sweat. Like, I can't name the other four.
Darnell Taylor, the guy they got from the Seahawks right before.
I don't know. I don't know his name. But
yeah,
like,
but
that
Caleb
defense
Williams,
is good.
though, like I don't get me wrong, like he definitely has credit. But the first 2 games he had 4 interceptions. He has 1 since. Like he's not lighting the world on fire except for today. Like he had 1 touchdown, 2 touchdowns the last 2 weeks, and then today against the Jags 4. But he's not turning the ball over. And I think that's the biggest, biggest thing. I was also not getting sacked nearly as much.
It's improvement.
14 sacks in the first 3 weeks, just 4 the last 2.
Yeah.
You know
He's improving.
What I noticed from him today, as he's slowed down, kind of let the game come to him. He's been able to pick the moments to be the college Caleb Williams. Like, I don't know if you saw, he kind of scrambled. Yep. Scramble, found Cole Kmet for that big gain.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's USC Caleb Williams. So he's been able to kind of see when the appropriate time to do those types of improvisation plays.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he's fun to watch.
I think the little Patrick Mahomes are seeing him is the timely runs. Mm-hmm. Like he knows when to pick his spots with his legs and pick up a first down, move the chains. Yeah. He's a good athlete.
He's faster than that people
He's
say.
a good athlete.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams is here. I'm pumped about it.
And the Bears, it's good to have the Bears good again. Like when do they start playing each other? Like the Packers and the NFC North.
Week 10 for the Packers.
Oh my God, that's so late in the season.
So we actually talked about this when the schedule dropped. We said, "Wow, the NFL really wants the Bears to do something right here. So they want them to be cooked by the time."
Bears have an interesting schedule coming up here. The Commanders next week. Great game.
God. Oh, one
game.
versus two.
One versus
Wow.
2. Then they have the Patriots. Slaughter. And then they go on a run here. We're gonna see who they are.
Mm-hmm.
It's a kind of a crazy schedule. They go Packers,
Tough.
Vikings, at Lions, at Niners, at Vikings, home against the Lions, home against the Seahawks, back to Green Bay to finish the season.
Tough.
They have a brutal schedule to finish.
Seattle's the only one I'm like, they can win that one. The rest of them will be tough.
Seattle, we'll see how healthy Niners are. Everyone else is going to be like, well.
They're going to have to rely on the defense heavily to make sure Caleb Williams doesn't try to do too much. Yeah, this team is.
But just like Joey said, though, if he protects the ball, if that defense does just enough to protect that ball, you could probably snag a couple wins.
I think that's their key to winning this year. Yeah. If they get to, because my fear is like Caleb Williams throws for 4 touchdowns, and all of a sudden Shane Waldron thinks like, oh, we have Patrick Mahomes on our team. Let's start throwing. No,
let's just keep that going. Yeah.
Run the ball. Let them take care of the ball and manage the game.
Yeah.
That's their key to success this year.
Yeah,
that's their only way forward.
Yeah, Shane Waldron, we were kind of hard on him. He's kind of developed a nice offense there. Like it's looked a lot better. Like it's improving vastly. So
ever since he got that spanking from the team.
Yeah. Ever since the team say, "Hey man, what are you doing? What the fuck are you doing?" And now Darren Swift woke up. He's running very well. So yeah, this is a very fun team. Ball don't lie. The Cowboys are cooked. Today they lost 47-9. Obviously, they're currently 4th in the NFC East at 2-3. Dak's not playing well. 8 touchdowns, 6 picks. He has 3 games with two or more picks. In the last 2 games, he's thrown 2 touchdowns and 4 picks. So he's not playing well. So the offense that we thought was going to be there as soon as him and CeeDee Lamb got signed, that's not happening. And injuries in today's game, they're out Micah Parsons, Kendricks, Deron Bland, Brandon Cooks is on IR, and DeMarcus Lawrence is on IR.
Yeah.
The vibes are bad, and what sucks is that now they're paying them, and they're still bad. It just feels like this whole team is just washed and waiting for a new head coach. That's what it feels like. They're waiting for Mike McCarthy to leave so they can have the excuse this year that, it was the head coach's problem. Now next year will be good. But they're good enough to be better than 2-3. Like they should not. When you watch them play, you don't believe that they believe. Like it's just a team that is going through the motions of we're the Cowboys, we're on prime time because we're the Cowboys, and we signed Dak, we signed CeeDee Lamb. They're not performing well at all because the thing used to be that in the regular season they were phenomenal, and the playoffs they're bad. Now they're just bad throughout. Their fans are turning on them. I don't know what that locker room's like, but McCarthy looks like a beat dog most days that he's coaching. It's just the vibes are terrible there.
I feel like it comes off like the only one who's truly upset about sucking is CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah.
Like, Dak doesn't seem to care. Like, he shows up, says the same thing every week. Got to do better next week. Got to pull it together.
Yeah.
You got, whatever. You get the Jerry Jones things where it's just straight BS.
It's horse shit.
Yeah. And then, like, it's just, and there's no really, Micah Parsons just altogether doesn't care. As much as I say about Micah Parsons, after a loss and after a win, he's exactly the same.
Yeah.
He goes to his podcast, he interviews a player, and it's like, you don't know what happened that week.
Yeah.
And so I just feel like the money is not, like, with the leadership is not in the right places here. This team is broken.
Yeah, and
like they're broken.
Their next 5 games is against the Niners, the Falcons, the Eagles, the Texans, and the Commanders. So good luck. Those are 5 maybe playoff teams. Jerry just thought, if I pay him, we're gonna be a good team. No, you have to develop a culture. You have to develop more than just.
Well, you got to build a roster.
You can't just throw money at a problem and expect things to work out.
That's the thing, though. He didn't throw any money at the problem. Like, he signed 2 guys, and other than that, he signed Kendricks and Zeke Elliott. And he refused to bring anyone else in. Passed on Derrick Henry, passed on all that secondary help that was out there.
And all the rookie running
Didn't
backs.
bring back Stephon Gilmore. He passed on everything and thought, no, if you're going to force me to play these 2 superstars, then they're going to have to do it. Or else, blah, 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 blah. And that's just not how you build a team.
No.
Like, you pissed off your superstars up until week 1, then you paid them real quick to try to fix it. And it's just, Jerry Jones completely tanked this season. I don't know if he wanted to or if he's trying to get Shooter Sanders next year. I don't know what he's trying to do.
Yeah,
I feel like the old man has a plan, but so far it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with him. I mean, then Micah Parsons still has to get signed. He hasn't. I mean, I know where you stand, but like
He's overrated.
Yeah, but you still need to pay him like the highest paid defensive end. So you have that coming. So you have to even more money going towards a player that some people don't believe in. It's just they haven't built this team well.
All right, I got one more here. It's a quick one. We watched Sunday Night Football, Giants, Bengals, and the Bengals did win. But ball don't lie, the Bengals are this year's Eagles. We keep waiting for them to turn it around.
Okay.
We keep waiting for them to turn it around. We keep banking on the fact that Joe Burrow's a good quarterback and they have weapons and they're so talented they're going to turn it around. I don't think it's going to happen. I think this is last year's Eagles, this year's Bengals, same team.
Oh, okay.
I think they're just not a good football team. Their 2 wins this year are against the Giants and the Panthers. Their losses against the Ravens, Commanders, Chiefs, and Patriots.
So good teams.
Yeah, they're just
mine's Patriots.
They're just,
they didn't blow those bad teams out either.
No, they beat the Panthers by 10 points, allowed them to score 24 points. I believe that was Dalton's first start.
That was his second start.
And the Giants here scored 7, but it was 17-7, but they pulled away late. It was back and forth pretty much the whole game. The Bengals are just they don't have it this year. It reminds me of last year's Eagles where, like, I keep wanting to see, like, well, it's Joe Burrow. He's gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
It's Jamar Chase. He's gonna figure it out. It's T. Higgins. Like, it's like they're gonna figure this out. I know the defense is good. I know the defensive coordinator is good. They're gonna figure it out. We're 6 games in now. At this point, you are what you are.
Yeah, and the way to fix it in my mind, you have to get. I would keep T. Higgins. I think it's just seeing on the field Jamar Chase and T. Higgins play. Like, this is rare to have these 2 talented wideouts. The rest of it's kind of up in the air. Trey Henderson needs to be signed. I'm not sure if they'll sign him. They have a good secondary-ish. They're kind of hurt now, but yeah, it just feels like this era of Bengals is just kind of ran out. It's just kind of they've had their time, and now it's kind of like there's just white noise with what they're hearing now, and it's just this happens. Super Bowl windows close, and they need a reboot. Whether that's firing head coach, I'm blanking on Zach Taylor.
Zach Taylor.
That might be the scapegoat here, but I don't know what it is really.
They are in 3rd place now. The Ravens and the Steelers are both 4-2. They both look much, much better. They're just 1 game up on the Cleveland Browns for this division. It's just. I think I'm not gonna. I think because I saw this happen to my own team, like, I could recognize it, and I think to this point, this just isn't the team. Like, they're throwing the ball well, but it's probably because they're always in a shootout. They're always trying to go up and down. They do have talent at receiver.
Yeah.
Which kind of seems like the Eagles team last year.
Yep.
It's just, I think this is this year's Eagles, and I think we should just set our expectations to that's what this team is.
I think most of the league now is kind of because they've started off so slow, and the narratives changed a lot of people's view on teams. I don't think anyone's expecting anything out of the Bengals this year, and rightfully so. Like, they just seems like a tired team.
Yeah. That's all for Ball Don't Lie.
Yeah.
Let's real quick rifle through the games, and if you have a comment.
Yeah.
Shoot it out. Here we go. We watched Jaguars Bears. We talked about it. Cardinals Packers was, I think, everything we thought it was. The Packers are just a better team. I thought the Cardinals would put a little more. I'm sorry, the Packers are just a better team. I thought the Cardinals would put up a little more of a fight.
Cardinals kind of shot themselves in the foot all day. They had a lot of flags, a lot of like I think they had 9 or 10 penalties. It was just bad, and Murray didn't play well. Marvin Harris Jr. left early, which kind of affected them. Yeah, it's just the Packers were. Jordan Love's cooking now.
Also, don't look now. Jordan Love's throwing a lot of touchdowns.
Yeah.
A lot of touchdowns.
I think I heard a stat today. Since first time since 1995, Packer quarterback throws for 4 touchdowns in back-to-back games.
Okay, what was your thoughts of the Packers today?
Kind of the same thing. I had the same exact thing because I saw a stat where he's tied for second in the NFL despite missing 2 games. Wow.
Yeah.
So I think he's starting to cook. Little Brett Favre-ish, he kind of likes to air it out where it probably shouldn't be, but I'm loving it. We're definitely up right now.
Also, unhealthy precedent set in Green Bay today. If you throw a big tantrum and leave the team for 2 days, you come back,
Just fantasy stud.
yeah, you're gonna get thrown at. Romeo Dobbs.
Yeah, that's true. Like I think as soon as he scored that, I'm like, shut the fuck up, please now, please. Like stop talking. I don't want to hear anything anymore. You scored a touchdown.
It's cool. Both times he scored. Both times he scored, he literally didn't celebrate or anything. He walked straight to the sideline.
Yeah. I thought it was kind of cool. The teammates, like no one went in him. Everyone just said, you know what, we've known this guy for 3 years.
Yep.
We're not gonna let 2 days bury 3 years. They kind of just handle it maturely. Like we're not gonna make this a big deal.
Yeah. Jordan Love really toes the line between Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers sometimes. You can tell he watches a lot of film, just Aaron Rodgers or Brett Favre, and he plays like whoever he watched the film last of. He'll do some Brett Favre stuff for sure.
In the battle of 2 terrible teams, the Colts Titans played. Nothing much to talk about here. Just 2 bad teams going at it.
Yep.
Joe Flacco versus
Pittman's alive.
Will Levis.
Pittman's alive. He had a touchdown catch today.
Wow.
He's playing.
Very happy to see that.
He's playing banged up. After the game, he's like, "Yeah, this might not last." He said he's like, he might go to IR. Like, bro, why did you play today? No one would have thought.
I don't know why
here.
he's pushing it. The Colts aren't going anywhere this year.
I mean,
I think if this is where the season's going, just throw Anthony Richardson out there. And
they moved today. Like,
let
let's
him
say
develop.
Richardson.
Yeah.
The expectation we had on these Colts before the season started.
Yeah, disappointing.
Jeez.
They do have a good offensive line, but they're supposed to have JT, a good offensive line. By the way, how many times is JT going to let you down before you stop relying on that guy?
Yeah.
It's time to maybe hedge the bets a little better than Trey Sermon.
Or the Colts probably take a little page out of the Lions playbook and draft a first-round running back and just pair them.
It's exactly what I just said, just a different way of saying it.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, add someone else to that room
Yeah.
and kind of hedge your bets against relying on Jonathan Taylor so much.
Also, Tennessee's a good team. They just have a terrible quarterback. That team is so good. Like, defensively, they're good. They're good. They have good running backs, a good wideout. They just have no quarterback. I like the Titans. If they had an average,
The Titans are not good.
That defense is good. I like that team. Besides Will Levis,
1-4, 0-3 at home.
Yeah.
That's not all on Will Levis.
they don't score a lot. That defense is good. But either way,
disagree.
It's for naught. It doesn't matter.
Texans Patriots debut of Drake May. I thought he looked pretty good.
Yeah,
3 touchdowns.
Had a deep ball over Stingley actually, which is pretty good.
Demario Douglas. That
Douglas?
was his first touchdown of his career.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Oh, for both of them then. So
Yeah.
so who keeps the ball? Drake May or DeMar?
Has to be Drake
It's
May,
always
yeah.
the quarterback.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think a good debut for him.
That line still
leave him in-
sucks.
definitely better than Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah, it looks like an NFL offense now.
He
yeah.
already today threw more touchdowns than Jacoby Brissett has done all year.
I saw that.
Yeah, next week they play Jacksonville, a nice, easy defense to play. So you might have a good, second game.
Texans cruising right along. Look fine without Nico Collins, at least
one.
this game.
Yep.
I think Stephon Diggs kind of assumed that number 1. Tank Dell is still really, really good. And Joe Mixon is going to mean a lot to this team.
Mixon's
Yep.
Bengals are missing Mixon.
Keep him healthy.
He gives this Texans offense such a landing. Like if they're not throwing the ball well, they just run the ball, and he's playing good this year.
Bucks put up 51 points on the Saints.
Yeah.
51-27. Baker Mayfield is absolutely cooking. 4 touchdowns, another 4 touchdowns today. And then the emergence of, I don't know if you guys saw this, Sean Tucker.
Yeah.
14 carries, 136 yards, and a touchdown. A big problem I have with this team is their ability to run the ball effectively downhill and have that element to their offense because Rashad White does not give you that.
Yeah.
I like the combination of Bucky Irving and Sean Tucker today.
Whenever Rashad White doesn't play, I'm like, oh, this is a good running offense. I don't know what's wrong with him, but
Yeah, they look pretty good. And then Chris Godwin.
He's so
I guess
good.
he's just getting more healthy now.
He's so good. He's increasing in strength.
Yeah.
His XP. His XP. Yeah. He's very good.
He showed that today in his touchdown.
Yeah. It was
It
It was just a little
Took it all the way.
to the flat or whatever. And
he's
took it
all
house.
the way back. He's the wide receiver 1 on this team, and the Bucks are rolling.
Aren't the
4-2.
Isn't he on a contract year too? That's probably why he's balling it.
He is on contract.
He's gonna get paid so much next year.
Eagles beat the Browns 20-16.
Did you
Deshaun
see-
Watson's really bad,
Yeah.
and so you beat them by 4 points. Not that excited.
Thoughts on Sirianni?
Yeah.
Yelling at the
the Eagles fans after.
I want to know what you think.
I think it's going to be blown out of proportion, and it's not a big deal. Who cares? He's been doing this. It doesn't change.
He also went full. Who's a famous bald actor?
Shaved his head.
Shaved his head.
Full Jason Statham.
full Jason Statham.
That caught my eye more than
full
the-
Equalizer. Yeah.
Yeah, that caught my eye a little more. Like that seems like a man in depression crying out for help.
Please, someone help me.
But no, I think it was an emotional win for him. Like he had to win.
Also,
his job was on the line.
yeah, and this is why I had the Eagles in my top 10 because look what happened when they got everyone healthy. They won a football game. I just believe in this talent of this team.
They lost Jeremiah Law today to a hamstring,
yeah,
so that might be hard moving forward.
Dallas
but-
Goddard.
Dallas
and,
Goddard left early.
Slay with the knee.
And Slay left early. So yeah, still banged up. I think still haven't found it yet. AJ Brown came back. That covers a lot of sins for this
Yes, it
offense.
does.
And Devonta Smith looked really good as well. So I don't know. But I don't know where the Eagles are yet. I don't know what they are. They're better than last year.
I think I like him more than you do.
They're better than last year, but there's just not a lot of rhythm to this team.
No, that's exactly how I felt. My wife was like, "But they won." I said, "Yeah, they won. We
They
didn't
won
lose."
20-16 at home against the worst quarterback in the league.
But yeah,
Like that's nothing to get too excited about. Yeah, we won, great, and it's hard to win games in the NFL. And we're 4-2. So
And people might come at us like, "Whoa, they blocked a field goal and returned it for a touchdown." So it's not, but I mean, just from start to finish, we never really had control of the game.
Yeah.
And when you're playing a team like that,
and even that sequence, like that was just like to me, that like the massive eye roll. Like it was 10-0 with like 2 minutes left in the second quarter.
Yeah.
And by time it was halftime, it was 10-10.
Yeah.
Because Saquon Barkley didn't get out of bounds, and we didn't manage the clock right, and we attempted a 57-yard field goal. I get he could make those, but I mean, you don't have to do that every single time. And it was just, I don't know. I just not a lot. I don't feel great about the Eagles right now.
I saw this tweet that NFL coaches are viewing long field goals like the step up three. Like, oh, look what I can do. Like at the end of the quarter, like just drop it out of nowhere.
I mean, Jake Elliott could definitely make it, and I'm probably overreacting to that. But it's just, I mean, I don't know. Just any momentum they had, like anything they had to feel good, was just gone at halftime. Because they tied it up and they got the ball back. It was just not great. Let's move on here. Chargers beat the Broncos. Bo Nix, how do you think he looked?
Bad first half, good in the fourth quarter, but you can't do that as a starting quarterback. But he's a rookie. I thought he looked exactly like a rookie would look, up and down. Chargers are good. They just need some talent on like pass catcher, and then Surtain left early, so that hurt our defense. We played a lot more zone than we usually play. We don't blitz as much without him, obviously. So, yeah.
Really quick, was there an update with the head coach?
yeah, he had it was a heart thing, like it's
Gotcha.
something
Harbaugh, right?
flutter.
Harbaugh,
So,
right?
It was
something
serious.
flutter.
Hope he's okay.
But yeah, he was okay.
Once he came back, the offense started rolling again. Like, oh, this is why. Yeah,
It's just
Chargers
crazy.
are-
You've never seen a head coach in the first quarter go to the blue tent and then be escorted off the field. Like that was nuts.
Yeah,
I
also,
feel-
yeah.
I feel like the Broncos have made this season much harder for them. Like you see, Tim Patrick played really well for the Lions today. Like there's weapons around the league that they could have had, and yet Vele is the leading receiver today. The leading runner today is Bo Nix.
Yeah.
And throwing wise, obviously, that's your guy, but
Yeah.
it's just there's not a lot of weapons, not a lot of talent around Bo Nix.
Surtain had a nice catch. Surtain's by far the most talented guy we have.
Surtain got hurt, left the game with concussion.
No, I'm sorry.
Very
I'm sorry.
early on,
I'm sorry. Sutton. I'm sorry. I got mixed up. Sutton had a great catch today, but offensively, yeah, they
Then
kind
you
of
got like Troy Franklin catching and not realizing the ball's still in play.
they. I don't know why they do this to Broncos. Just don't like we got rid of Jerry Jeudy, and we have Marvin Mims. We don't really like him for whatever reason. We are involving Troy Franklin a lot more, but yeah, we need some playmakers.
This
That's what we
was
need.
a blowout for all intents and
we need
purposes.
some. This all it told me is we need some playmakers for this rookie quarterback.
23-16, but they scored 16 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
Going
he had a
to
good
the
fourth.
third quarter, it's 23-0.
Yeah.
This is a handle job by the Chargers. which I didn't see going in. I thought it'd be a little closer. Than
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Bo Nix, he's a rookie. This what's going to happen.
Steelers, Raiders. Steelers took care of them.
Snoozer.
Raiders look really bad.
Raiders.
The
Raiders.
I thought the Steelers offense looked as good as I've seen it, and that has a lot to do with Najee Harris. He
Yeah.
played an incredible game today.
He did.
14 carries, 106 yards, 1 touchdown, just a attitude.
Who knew he had it? Who he had in him?
If you're gonna run this Arthur Smith offense, you need someone like that at running back.
Yeah, you do.
You need some kind of explosion at running back, or else it just gets very, very boring. And I think bringing Warren back also helps. And I thought the Steelers were pretty good today.
Yeah, Watt looked great. You felt bad for Max Crosby, just playing on that team. Like, man, I wish you didn't sign longer term there, buddy.
Ultimate respect paid toward Brock Bowers. See who was guarding him? Joey Porter Jr.
Yeah, he's a very good. Bowers is a very good rookie tight end. That's a good pick.
We talked about it, but Lions beat the Cowboys 47-9, and
Nothing really to say there.
Going different directions there.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Jerry.
Falcons beat the Panthers 38-20. I think they're kind of coming into their own, starting to figure it out.
Yeah, they are.
I feel like you should beat the Panthers by a little more, but it's a divisional game, and looking forward to seeing them play harder competition. Tyler Algier today, 18 carries, 105 yards, and a touchdown. So that's our two good running backs.
That's a good backfield, dog. That's really good.
I hope this continues, honestly.
It's a good-
Well, utilize both of them.
Yeah.
And then we talked about Bengals and Giants, and that was just the worst game of the day to me.
Yeah. Raiders. I fell asleep.
Yeah.
He actually did.
I fell asleep.
Well, it was the 1 o'clock game, but I feel like of those 4 teams, like Steelers are easily the best team of those 4: Bengals, Giants, Raiders, Steelers. Like, give me the Steelers all day.
Those are hard to watch teams too.
The only playoff team as well. Okay, that's our show for today. Thanks so much for joining us for episode 170. If you need a preview for Monday Night Football, big game, Bills versus Jets, that's on the channel as well. Other than that, we'll see you Wednesday. Bye.
Peace.